There was a Dr. Susan Cabasa that studied hundreds of people that had gone through severe crisis in their life. She studied them over a 3-year period. Well, what happened? Some of the people became ill, some very ill, some even died, and yet there were others that took that crisis, held the reins of that crisis, and held on until that crisis became a blessing in their lives. She studied these people, and she discovered there were 3 major differences between the people that made lemonade out of lemons and the people that got sick and died. And here are those 3 differences that I'm going to share with you today so that you can use it in your life and you can tell your friends. The first of the 3, she calls them the 3 C's. The first is commitment. The people that made it through, that came out smelling like a rose on the other side of crisis, they had strong commitment. They were involved in life. The committed individual confronts life and actively engages it instead of facing it passively or trying to avoid it. I can remember one time when I rode the bucking bronco at Gilley's. It's an electronic, mechanical bronco that you get on and you ride. The first time I got on that, I was throwing. The second time I got on it, I was throwing further. The third time I got on it, I was throwing even further. The fourth time that I was on it, I stayed on it. I was committed. I knew that I could, and I knew that I would, and I knew that I could do it. And we need to have that kind of commitment too. Commitment because we know that we're not riding the storm alone, we're riding with God. The second C is control. It is having a sense of some power of influence over the crisis that we face. It means the individual does not feel hopeless in the face of a massive external force, but recognizes that she or he has some options and some influence over the outcomes. And what a wise thing to think, because, my dear friend, you are one with God. And if you know you're one with God, you have a sense of control because God has control. The third C is challenge. It is an acceptance. The fact that change rather than stability is the very essence of life. And therefore, we should look at change as a challenge with anticipation rather than a threat. Challenge means the individual grows as life looks to her or him as a stimulating experience or opportunity. Well, sometimes change happens immediately and the crisis decreases, and sometimes, as you well know, it takes some time. In Hebrews 10:35 and 36, it states the truth. Cast not, therefore, your confidence. Cast it not away, which hath great reward. For you have need of patience, and after you have done the will of God, you will receive the full promise. I love that. The full promise, the whole enchilada, the good of God in a cornucopia form that just keeps on giving, the full promise. People that were in the first 2 of the 3, the people that got sick, the people that died while facing crisis, often people do not incorporate good into their lives they want to tend to continue on the same patterns of habit. You're going to be different. The next time you or a friend or a family member is faced with a crisis, you're going to remember God, and you're going to help them remember God, the possibilities and the opportunities that are with us all. God bless you.